We're in Southern California with Kia driving the new Carnival Hybrid.
Did you catch that? It's a hybrid.
Hold on, Zach. We're in a hybrid.
You might be able to hear a shift. Oh yeah.
Power.
There you go. We are in the Carnival. It's all new as a hybrid. What's under the hood of this thing?
A 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a 54 kilowatt electric motor. It's matched to a 6-speed automatic transmission and gets a combined 242 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque. This is a front-wheel drive only model, and you can use regular fuel.
Okay, so it's a hybrid. It gets good fuel economy. How many kilometers or miles can I get in one tank?
Well, Kia tells us over 965 kilometers, over 600 miles of range.
There you go. Yeah, automatic transmission, no CVT. It's turbocharged and hybridized, and there's only one other hybrid minivan, and that's Sienna. So now there's something else. All right, let's get into it. What are the key standard features of Carnival Hybrid?
The base trim comes with a 4.2-inch instrument cluster, a 12.3-inch touchscreen with navigation, wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a 6-speaker audio system, 8-passenger seating, heated leatherette front seats, a heated steering wheel, a power driver's seat, manual passenger seat, power sliding rear doors, and a smart power liftgate. In the US, the heated steering wheel is not standard but available.
All right, they've added a rotary dial transmission, but what else can we put it in?
Got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our videos drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe, but also follow along on Instagram to find out what's up behind the scenes and to get a question in. And for me, it's Motormouth_auto, and the links are below the like button. We have spent a lot of time in this Carnival today in hot California.
We have.
And the more I am in it, the more I like it. Andrea, how are you enjoying the drive over there?
Yeah, well, I just want to say that we've been on California highways, twisty roads, suburban roads in really nice neighborhoods. And I have to say that even on California highways, which are pretty rough, it still eats up those bumps in the road pretty well. Now you get on something like this where it's really smooth, the cabin remains quiet, and the ride is comfortable.
The one thing I noticed though, like we are huge fans of the Kia Sportage, or in America, Sportage Hybrid. It is quieter than this. And I think because of the design of the van, we're a little closer to the engine compartment. I think you hear a little bit more of the engine noise. But overall, I would say it's more satisfying than the Sienna, because the Sienna has a CVT and it goes, this one has an automatic. I like that better.
That eCVT in the Sienna, when you're going up a steep hill, you really hear it. I find that it struggles a little bit. When you're going up a hill here, it seems to have enough power to tackle it.
This has the most torque of any minivan, Andrea, the hybrid model, because you've got that electric motor. You get better torque. Interestingly, Toyota doesn't publish the torque on their van, so there you go.
So the biggest thing about such a large vehicle is how is the power? Well, when you get it on the highway, the passing power is very good. We haven't had any issues with it today. You saw right off the top, quick acceleration from a stoplight. It goes. I'm actually really impressed with this. I'm so happy that Kia has added a hybrid to this model. Now we need one for the Telluride, and if it's anything like this,
it's gonna be
I think
pretty
you
good.
guys will be really happy with it.
You know what? You got to hand it to the Hyundai Group, which has Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. They have so many diverse powertrains. They have hydrogen, hybrids, plug-ins, and full EVs. So you got to hand it to them. They're fighting and going after market share for electrified vehicles, so good for them.
And this hybrid has regen braking, 3 levels. You control it with the paddle shifters. You don't see that a lot on hybrid vehicles. Honda has it on their hybrids, and I think that it's a really clever idea. Kia tells us that they first introduced these paddle shifters and the regen braking in the Niro hybrid. As you would expect from a family hauler, the steering is light and maneuverability is very good. It's easy to parallel park with all these cameras.
All right, so we hear a couple of different stories. There's a lot of people don't want a minivan, and then there's a lot of people that want a minivan, can't get a minivan because they're having a hard time getting one. The one thing about this one is you can kind of have your SUV look and a minivan at the same time. I gotta say right now, I think this is the best looking minivan on the market, except for one thing, Andrea.
Yeah.
And that is the rail that the sliding door sits on down the side of the van is exposed in Carnival. Other minivans, they hide that away. It's a little more integrated looking, but I gotta say the new front of this, it's very SUV, it's very Sorrento looking.
And we did talk to the product planner about that railing, and he actually said, you know what, that's a pretty good idea. So who knows? Kia is very nimble and quick with changing their exteriors and interiors, and they pivot quickly. So, hey, who knows? Zach might get a minivan without a railing. The Carnival gets 6.8 inches of ground clearance and comes standard with LED multi-reflector headlamps, 17-inch wheels, available 19-inch, and a tire repair kit. And I gotta agree with Zach. It's modern looking, it's bold, it's even bolder now with the tweaks to the exterior. I am so thrilled that the amber daytime running lights are back. I think that they look so cool, and I'm disappointed that they're gone from the Telluride. Kia's tweaked the exterior, they've updated the grille, lower body panels, the headlamps, the tail lamps, and you'll notice that the C-Pilar has a new garnish.
Available features on higher trims include power folding side view mirrors, LED projector headlamps, LED fog lamps, and LED tail lamps. Well, you've got to hand it to Kia, and you see it over and over again with so many of their products. This is a mid-cycle refresh. New exterior on the front and rear, and then on the inside they redid the dashboard. You get the one single panel here, either with a smaller instrument cluster or a 12.3 inch, and all of them come with a 12.3 inch infotainment screen, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's standard wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto on this model because it's the new Kia infotainment system, so we're really happy about that. This interior is beautiful. It feels upscale, it feels modern, and it's very clean looking. I haven't been in a minivan that looks this good. Sure, there is some hard plastic throughout, but there's a lot of soft touch materials. And this top trim that we're driving is a leather interior, and it has this navy and gray combination, which really looks elegant.
Okay, they changed the HVAC controls and the radio controls. We've seen this in other Kia products. It's one panel, but it switches between HVAC and things like your radio and navigation, and you can set it as a favorite for which one is your default. If you're always changing the radio, the button on the left will change the volume. If you've always got it in HVAC, that'll change the temperature. You decide.
This comes standard with a leatherette interior, but if you upgrade to the leather, you can get off black, this combo that we have in here, and also Tuscan brown. If you get the leatherette, it's just this off black color. You get a couple sunroofs in here, and it's a manual shade, but guess what? They both tilt and they both open. So that's kind of nice for the passengers back there.
And then you look at the mix of materials. Andrea mentioned the two-tone color combo, which makes this particular one look very upscale. Not much in the way of shiny hard plastic around where the shifter is and on the steering wheel, but there's a lot of nice mixtures of like satin aluminum and gray, and of course the vinyl. So yeah, I would say that they've done an excellent job. And right here in the center, you've got a lot of storage. You've got a wireless phone charger, place to plug everything in. It's really well laid out. Good thing about a minivan is you do have a lot of space to work with.
And Kia has added larger cup holders because it seems like our coffee is getting bigger. Our water bottles
Andrea,
are getting bigger.
We're all getting bigger.
So I guess that's a good thing. And then the storage at the center console is quite deep. Overall, like Zach said, it's really well laid out.
Now, we have spent a lot of time in this van. We do have one complaint. We find the front seats are a little firmer than we would like. It's very hot here today, and they're ventilated, and I always complain I don't like ventilated seats. You know what, Andrea? I'm liking them today.
And there are a lot of viewers who tell us when they live in a hot climate, ventilated front seats are a must, and these are quite good. They're certainly keeping us cool.
If I move to California, I might change my mind full time.
See? Now this seats up to 8 passengers, and you can get some different configurations in here. Unfortunately in Canada, the top trim only comes with the lounging seats with the footrest. So keep that in mind.
You know what they gave us here today, because we're in America, they gave us the top trim that Andrea mentioned, but in the US, you get a bench seat. And we've been farting around with the second row, and we found something very, very cool today.
It is so fabulous. First off, the bench seat, all those seats can be removed individually. The middle seat of the bench seat can go all the way back. So let's say you've got two kids in captain's chairs and then you have another child, they can move back if you stow the third row under the floor.
Yeah, so we all know that kids fight when they're in the second row of seats, so one can be pushed farther away, and I just think that's a great feature. And also, that second seat you can pull out. Now, because it's got a seatbelt integrated, it's quite heavy, and you got to wrestle it in and you got to wrestle it out, but it's one of those things you're either going to leave or you're going to leave it in the corner of your garage.
And that's what's so impressive about this minivan is the versatility that it offers for families. Now, if you go with the lounge seats, they do fold, but they don't fold flat. There is an available 8-way power passenger seat with height adjustment, giving passengers more flexibility. There is an available 12-speaker Bose sound system in this model, which sounds pretty good, and over-the-air software updates are available now on the Carnival.
Now, if you get the higher end trims, there are some available features like a surround view monitor, in-cabin camera and intercom, ventilated front seats, driver seat memory, dual sunroofs, a wireless charger, an 11-inch head-up display. Plus, you get a digital key 2.0. Okay, time for show and tell. Here's me getting in the second row. There is good leg room, there is good headroom. The seats recline and they also slide fore and aft. How does it stack up?
Comparing the Carnival Hybrid to the Toyota Sienna, the Carnival offers 41.1 inches of front row legroom, which is about the same as the Sienna. The Carnival's second row legroom is 40.5 inches, which is half an inch more than the Toyota.
All right, here's me climbing into the third row. Legroom is pretty good. Headroom is limited, but I am 6 feet tall. The good news is the recline of the seat is very comfortable, but your knees do sit up a little bit higher.
The Carnival's third row legroom comes in at 35.6 inches, which falls short to the Sienna by 3 inches.
Lift up the power tailgate on this model and you see a very large well where the third row seats store, big enough to hold a body.
This Kia offers best-in-class cargo space, 40.2 cubic feet of space behind the third row, and overall cargo space is 145.1 cubic feet.
Number one thing somebody wants to know, Andrea, what's the fuel economy like if you're going to buy a hybrid minivan? Let's get into it with our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. This is MSRP. The base model starts at just over $46,500 and the top trim is just under $56,500. In the US, the base model starts at $40,500 and the top trim is just over $52,500.
Here's the fuel economy. Remember, this is a large minivan, 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7.6 on the highway. That's 34 miles per gallon city, 31 on the highway. This Carnival can tow 3,500 pounds, and the warranty is 5 years, 100,000 kilometers. In the US, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Lightning round, two things we like to see improved.
I'm thrilled Kia has added a hybrid. We can start saving at the pumps.
The updates are really quite impressive for a mid-cycle refresh.
What I'd like to see is a bench seat offered on all trims in Canada.
A little more cushion in the seat. That's about it. This thing's really well done. Well, there it is. It's the all-new Kia Carnival. What do you think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.